So we're going to start by taking a nice gentle seat and just coming into the practice. So it's tempting to move forward, fast forward, move into movement, but just taking a second to sit, come into this space, dedicate yourself to the next 10 minutes, knowing that 10 minutes are just 10 minutes, and you can really dedicate your mind to fully being present here. I invite you to bring your hands open, palms facing up, and receive. Being mindful of your shoulders as they drop down the back, just sending breath into every little place in your body that you notice. Knowing that we're going to get into lots of movement shortly, just allowing yourself to take a second. On your next inhale, raise your arms up to the sky and twist to the right, inhaling your body up, engaging the muscles in your abdomen, and twisting with all that space you've created, imagining a spiral staircase as it effortlessly flows up and up, exhaling into that space, and then coming to the other side, inhaling the arms back up, and exhaling to the other side. You may have a little bit more space created here. Maybe you want to wrap that back arm around if it's available to you. Just really accessing and getting into the twist. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the arms back up and exhale, folding forward, and just release, relaxing down. Just taking a second here. Smell what you smell on your floor. It's all good. And then slowly coming up. If you feel more warm, you can really jump right into downward dog. But if you feel like you want a second to just get more into the spine, start in all fours on tabletop and stay there as long as you want. Just roaming around, opening up the body, little circles, and then slowly pressing back up into downward facing dog. Now, as you come here, I invite you to first enter into stillness and just feel and listen. Everyone likes to wag out their dog, and that's wonderful. Just inviting you to take a little bit of space first and really start to listen to your breath, listen to your body, see what it wants, and then start to sort of wag. Maybe you move one foot at a time. I like to do longer, bigger, sort of fuller hip movement, just really getting into the body and seeing what it wants. As you press into the earth with your hands, engaging the muscles to rotate the arms outward, you can bend your elbows a little just to make sure you're active here and you're not sinking into those joints, and then press back into the earth, elongating the arms, pushing down into the ground as well as into your feet. The heels may come down close to the earth or they may hover quite high above the ground. On your next inhale, bringing the left foot to the center of your body and extending the right leg up and into the sky, keeping your foot flexed. And we're going to hold here for 3 breaths. As you inhale, gather your strength, and as you exhale, press the foot out into the air. Push as if you're pushing against a wall back there. Now inhale to breathe in, and exhale, bringing the foot all the way in towards your belly, towards your nose. Then inhale, push the foot back again, and exhale, bring the knee to the right tricep. Inhale, foot back, and exhale, knee to left tricep. Twisting around the body, keeping all that strength, keeping the abdomen engaged. And pushing back to inhale one more time, and exhaling, bringing the foot all the way down to the ground, gently coming down into a low lunge, bringing the left knee down to the earth. And I invite you to just check it out. Stay in this position. Bring your hands to where they want to go. I have a bad shoulder, so I like to kind of take a second, make sure it feels okay. Just giving yourself the space to listen and move your body. Once you feel complete here, lengthening the leg and coming back into half Hanuman, half split, bringing the head down as you elongate the right leg. The toes come up, keeping the foot flexed. As you inhale, bringing length, and as you exhale, releasing over that leg. Taking the time to feel into the joints, your hips. And then now we move with breath, so inhaling to bend the knee, and exhaling to lengthen. Inhaling to bend the knee. And exhale, half Hanuman. This time as we come forward, bringing the left knee off the ground and coming into a low high lunge, keeping the hands on the floor, coming into a twist here. So bringing the right hand to the base of the spine and then lifting all the way up to the sky. You can gaze down at your hand to see where your arm is. You can gaze up if that feels good for the neck. Being present in the twist. And then slowly coming up, keeping that twist. It's a little harder than it looks. And staying twisted upright. Maybe the right hand comes down to meet the left thigh as you bring a little bit of humility into the pose, arching the spine back, reaching up. And then coming back down. Back into the twist, and then onto the ground. Taking a minute and then coming back to down dog. See how you feel. Maybe you repeat some of those movements. Maybe you have stillness here. And before we go on to the other side, we'll take a second to just have a moment in a forearm down dog or dolphin. So continuing to build strength in the arms, pushing the elbows down into the ground. Just being present here. You can always take child's pose if this is too much in this moment. If you're joining me in dolphin, just continuing to breathe, continuing to press into the earth with the toes, and then coming back up, coming back into your downward facing dog. Maybe you come up with both arms, or you do one at a time. Maybe you come down into tabletop and then come back into your downward dog. And from your down dog, inhale, raise the left foot into the sky. And again, we're going to hold it here. So pressing back, taking 3 deep breaths, pushing away with the left foot, pushing down into the ground. On your next inhale, push away to the back of the room. Exhale, bring the knee all the way up to the nose. Inhale, press back. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, back. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. And then bring the foot all the way forward, bringing the right knee down to the ground into that low lunge. Coming back into that exploration of your low lunge, moving the head, assessing the shoulders. Maybe there's space to bring the hands up to the knee. If that feels great, go for it. Just being in your body, exploring the low lunge. And then slowly lengthening the left leg, coming into your Ardha Hanuman half split. The head comes down as you inhale, creating length across the spine, and exhaling to release down into the posture. And same thing as on the other side, as we really find these poses. Now we use the breath to link them together. So inhaling to bend the knee. Exhaling, elongating that left leg. Keeping the left foot flexed as we go between bent knee and long half split. Releasing down. This time on your inhale, bring the right knee off the ground as we prepare for that twist. So bringing the left hand to the lower spine and then creating a long line of energy from your right hand into the ground all the way up into your left hand. Maybe you move some circles with the wrist. And then slowly coming up to the twist above the ground. Optionally, that left hand can come back to the right thigh as you deepen the twist. And then we come out the way that we came, the right hand coming back to the earth, the left hand to meet on the other side, and we come back to our downward facing dog. Now it's almost been 10 minutes, which I'm sure you can hardly believe because we barely did anything, but that's what the strengthening is all about. We'll finish off with a little energizer so that you feel great about getting back to work. So we come back to our dolphin pose, bringing the forearms down to the ground, and then we come into a lower forearm plank. So making your body parallel to the earth, pressing the elbows in. And then we're going to come into 2 side planks, 1 on each side. So starting with the left, bringing the outer edge of the left foot to the ground, coming up into that left side. The right arm can float overhead, finding length and stretch across the right side of the body. Maybe the right leg lifts, maybe it does not. And then coming back to the center and going to the other side, bringing the right elbow down to the ground or keeping it on the ground, bringing the right edge of the right foot to the ground and finding that same side plank. Maybe the left foot lifts, maybe the left arm reaches overhead, finding length in the left side of the body, and then ultimately coming back to the dolphin posture, pressing into the ground with your forearms and your feet, using everything from your belly, taking deep breaths as we conclude this practice, savoring these breaths as we know we're coming to close, taking several deep breaths through the belly, and then coming back down into a child's pose, bringing the body down to the ground, taking several breaths in child's pose here, just relaxing and releasing. You can have your forehead here on the ground, or if you're like me and that's uncomfortable for your nose, you can use one side of the head and then the other side, just making sure to keep things even. Just releasing here. Now, mindfully coming back, we're just going to take a couple seconds to sit. We'll just take a few breaths to come back into the room, to integrate back into real daily life, thinking about coming back into work. I like to take some rolls of the hips, some wiggles around the spine, just really listening while you have yourself in a place of paying attention to your body, just seeing what it wants and give your body what it wants. And we have one final thing we'll do just to sort of reintegrate, and that's hero pose. So we're gonna come back to sit, bring the feet outside the hips, and I invite you to just stay here, feel what it feels like, pay attention to your knees. If it serves you to sit back a little bit, you can come back to your elbows and just notice how that feels. If you don't feel a lot of sensation from that, you can continue to go down to the ground. If you're down on the ground, I invite you to use cactus arms to really allow the heart to open, bring some vulnerability into your practice and bring some vulnerability into your life, into your work as you come back. And then when you feel complete, coming back up. Of course, since you probably aren't working on the ground, now we need to stand as we come back. So bringing the feet to the ground. And one last little challenge of not using your hands to stand up. Hands in prayer. And now it's time to go back to work. I hope you feel energized and that your isolation feels a little bit less cramped in your body. Thanks for practicing with me.